Hey everybody, I wanted to give you a quick update. I guess this video that I posted on Friday was completely garbled after you started watching just a little bit. I apologize for that. It seemed like it started out pretty well and it just got worse as it went. So I wanted to give you the information that was actually in that video so you could understand it. Took a little bit of work in this morning to figure out what was going on with my recording software. But anyway, today, December 4th, Monday, your Chapter 7 work is due by 5 o'clock. That includes the Chapter 7 quiz, the assignment, and the forum post and replies. So that is the last chapter of the class. So you're almost there. Good work. I wanted to tell you kind of what's going to happen over the next week. So tonight at 5 o'clock, everything's due. My goal is to have everything graded, makeup work and Chapter 7 work, tomorrow. Right now, you have an email in your course email that tells you your current grade through Chapter 6. If you haven't checked that, you need to check that. But tomorrow, after I get everything graded, so be looking for it, I'm going to send you another email with your current grade through Chapter 7. So the only other work that you'll have is your final exam, which we'll talk about here in just a second. I'm also going to send you in that email what you need to make on the final exam to keep the letter grades you currently have or bump up to the next one or even the next one if that's a possibility. The final is a big chunk of your grade, so it can change your letter grade. So tomorrow I'll send you that email letting you know what you need to make as well as where you're at currently. So I'm going to go down to the end of the course so you can see the final exam. So right here, this stuff is due tonight. As it says right there, the final exam must be proctored. It's going to open up Friday, December 8th at 8 o'clock. It's going to close Thursday the 14th. That's almost a week, 6 days, at 5 p.m. Now, at 5 p.m., that means you must have submitted it. You cannot start it after 4 o'clock because there is an hour time limit. For the proctoring, you can use ProctorU service. If you're on campus here at Western, you can come in and take it at our testing center. They have the information for you, or an approved testing center. So if you're not going to use one of those two, you need to contact me and figure out what we need to do to make sure you're set up to be able to take that exam. We do encourage and in most cases require it to be either here or on ProctorU, but there are a few other places that you can use if that's not available. So that must be started before 4 o'clock next Thursday so you can have it done by 5. The final exam is 77 questions. They're multiple choice, true, false, just like the quizzes. And in fact, the best way to study for this exam is to review your chapter quizzes. You should be able to click on those quizzes, see what your attempt was and whether you got it right or wrong. And that's the best way to study for the exam, as well as reading the chapters. Now, you will have some questions that you've seen on those chapter exams. You will have questions you haven't seen from those chapter exams, but it's the same style of questions. So my advice is to always sit down, reread the chapters, review those quizzes. I always tell students kind of a gauge of how well you may or may not do on the final is if you sit down and do those quizzes and you have to look up every single question, you're probably going to need to study a little extra for the final. But that doesn't mean that if you know them all when you did the quizzes that you don't need to study for the final. Please don't take it as that. Be sure to review those quizzes and reread those chapters. Make sure when you're reading those chapters that you're reading those sidebars, the did you know information, all the little tidbits of information that the publisher added in there, because sometimes, like I'm sure you saw in the chapter quizzes, those questions come from that as well. So the final exam, once you've completed your final exam and I've graded the Chapter 7 work, which should happen tomorrow before the end of the day, the grade you have in the grade book will be your final grade in the course. So what's going to happen is Thursday, December 14th at 5 o'clock, everybody's going to have to be done with their final exam. You go check on your grade book grade in the grade book. That'll be your final exam in the course. If for some reason that grade doesn't look right, you see something I'm misgrading, you must contact me before 12 o'clock noon on Friday the 15th, because I'm going to be posting grades Friday afternoon. So if you don't let me know that I missed something or something wasn't quite right, we talked about something, maybe I forgot. I think I've got arrangement with just 1 or 2 students that have got a couple makeup work turned in. If you don't let me know by noon, Friday the 15th, then your final grade that's in the grade book will be what you get in the course. Most of you are doing very well in the course. I hope you've enjoyed it and learned a few things. Look for the email tomorrow letting you know what your current grade is through Chapter 7, what you need to make on the final. And then if you have any questions about that final exam, please do not hesitate to reach out and let me know. I hope this video is recording a whole lot better than that one I posted Friday. I apologize for that and didn't notice that it was about 45 seconds in the video. It was just a complete mess. So anyway, we did some troubleshooting this morning and figured out my webcam was just totally going bonkers. So I apologize for that. Let me know if you have any questions. Look for that email tomorrow. Be studying for that final exam, and I hope you enjoyed the class.